Alright, today I'm going to talk about Mark Cuban and why I think, and many think, that there isn't many bigger jagoffs in the world other than Mark Cuban. Back in 2015, Mark Cuban loved Donald Trump, and he said, quote, Donald Trump is probably the best thing to happen to politics in a long, long time. As Bloomberg's Ira Bowdway wrote today. It's posted on Zero Hedge, as we can see here. And a year later, he called Trump one of the biggest jagoffs in the world, which is just unbelievable. And his reasoning behind that, his tipping issues were Trump's positions on NATO, our treaties, dealing with our allies, his comments on nuclear weapons, and his lack of understanding of the concept of deterrence. He said his ignorance of these issues scared the shit out of him. Really, Mark, really, I find that quite interesting. And Hillary's actions in Benghazi don't scare the shit out of you. Hillary's actions in Libya don't scare the shit out of you. The fact that Hillary, and it's proven in emails um, through the Obama administration, funded ISIS, gave them weapons. That does not scare the shit out of you. The fact that terrorism has proliferated to an enormous extent over the last 8 years. Does that not scare you? Does it not scare you that both Hillary and Obama, are two of the most influential figures in the rise of ISIS? Does it not bother you that Hillary was involved in calling ISIS the JV team, and the fact that intelligence reports were skewed by the administration to reflect that ISIS was much less of a threat than they really were? They took information from our intelligence officers, commanders, generals, agents on the ground in the Middle East and skewed it to make it look like we were doing a much better job on ISIS. And this is factual information. You could look it up. There's a congressional inquiry into it. It was announced about a month ago. They changed the reporting to make to maybe soothe the American public and lead them to believe that all is well with ISIS. All while they're running around, taking over Iraq, overrunning Mosul, and it's just unbelievable how that does not scare the shit out of Mark, but he's scared of Trump. I just can't understand it. The other thing I want to bring up, it honestly makes me wonder how much money he has given Hillary Clinton, if he has given any. It just doesn't make much sense as to why he has changed his viewpoint in a year when his main reasoning behind the change in opinion is very questionable at best, and Hillary has a much worse record than Donald Trump would ever hope to have. And then, a few weeks ago, Cuban decides to try to clear the air, so to speak, on the Clinton Foundation and stand up for the Clinton Foundation. I want to ask Mr. Cuban about this. I want to know how he can support. Now let me turn this off here. I apologize. How he can support the Clinton Foundation when we have all these issues right here, as delineated by Breitbart, who is the original creator of Clinton Cash. So, Mr. Cuban, how can you support the fact that the Clinton Foundation took in at least $3.4 million for 18 speeches funded by Keystone Pipeline banks? Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, TD Bank. Between November 2008 and mid-2011, $1.8 billion paid to Mr. Bill Clinton by TD Bank. Can you elaborate on that? I don't think you can. Okay, and here we have it here. This quoted right from Breitbart. Under Clinton's leadership, the State Department approved $165 billion worth of commercial arms sales to 20 nations whose governments have given money to the Clinton Foundation, according to an IB Times analysis of State Department and Foundation data. That figure derived from the 3 fiscal years of Clinton's term as Secretary of State from October 2010 to September 2012. Represented nearly double the value of American arms sales made to those countries and approved by the State Department during the same period of President George W. Bush's second term. Double the amount of Bush's second term in a period of 2 years. Please, Mark, comment on that. How does this not scare the shit out of you? I honestly just think you're a Clinton shill. Okay, this is from the Washington Post. Clintons hid 1,100 foreign donor names in violations of ethics agreement with the Obama administration. What do you think about that? Is Obama doing anything about that? I don't know. And the Washington Post reported that only 21 of Frank Juster and Bill Clinton's secret 1,100 foreign donors have subsequently been revealed since that was pointed out. And they have to, under law, reveal the other 1,079 donor names. And are they going to do it? Probably not. So, Mr. Cuban, I'd like you to discuss that and stand up for the Clinton Foundation again in that regard. Alright, what else do we have here? What do I want to make the point of here? Another point from Qatar and FIFA. The Clinton Global Charity has received between $50,000 and $100,000 from soccer's governing body and has partnered with the Federation Internationale de Football Association, FIFA, on several occasions. Qatar 2022 committee gave the foundation between $250,000 and $500,000 in 2014, and the state of Qatar gave between $1 million and $5 million in previous unspecified years. Why? How does that not look like a pay to play? It is a pay to play. That's exactly what we have here. Let's see, what are we else going to get here? And through the Times, they examined some activities of Sidney Blumenthal, suggested that his involvement was more wide-ranging and more complicated than previously known, embodying the blurring lines between business, politics, and philanthropy that have enriched and vexed the Clintons and their inner circles for years, as quoted by the Times. While advising Mrs. Clinton on Libya, Blumenthal, who had been barred from the State Department job by aides to President Obama, was also employed by her family's philanthropy, the Clinton Foundation, and worked on and off as a paid consultant to Media Matters and American Bridge, organizations that helped lay the groundwork for Mrs. Clinton's 2016 campaign. Can you comment on Sidney Blumenthal? Do you even know who he is? I'd like to know, Mr. Cuban. Okay, and we talk about, often it's talked about how Trump's relationship to Moscow and Putin, and it's just complete bullshit, and it's just another mainstream media tactic to persuade the masses to go with Hillary Clinton. Bill Clinton was paid $500,000 by a Russian investment bank to speak. Why? And Hillary still has not answered that question. Another big thing with Russia is here. No, we'll go with Haiti first. Court proceedings reveal Hillary's brother claimed admits Clinton Foundation and the Clintons are key to his Haiti connections. I deal through the Clinton Foundation, said Tony Rodham, according to his transcript of his testimony obtained by the Times. That gets me in touch with Haitian officials. I hound my brother-in-law because it's his fund that we're going to get our money from, and he can't do it until the Haitian government does it. And what do you say about Digicel in Haiti? Hal O'Brien, the Irish billionaire, made all of his money selling that cellular service to Haiti, all while they build a few factories for Gap and make them millions of dollars. What do you say about that? And again, with the Russian thing, here we go, right here. The head of the Russian government uranium company, Ian Telfer, made secret donations totaling $2.35 million to the Clinton Foundation as Hillary Clinton's State Department approved the transfer of 20% of all U.S. uranium to the Russians. 20% of our uranium. That is a national security threat. They're so worried about the Russians, yet they transfer 20% of our uranium to Russia. What do you have to say about that, Mr. Cuban? I'd love to know. How does that not scare you, Mr. Cuban? Please tell me. I think you're just a Twitter tool out there trying to convince the masses to vote for Hillary. And you think she's going to improve our economy? She's more business savvy. Is making more sense in terms of factories and jobs and all of that. She's just going to follow Obama's policies. We had 47 million people on food stamps over the last couple terms of Obama. The labor participation rate is as low as it's been since 1970. And they're going to improve the economy through globalism and more failed policies? I don't think so, Mr. Cuban. Please tell me how Hillary Clinton, through carrying out more of the same of Obama's policies, raising taxes on the middle class, is going to be a better solution than what Donald Trump is going to offer. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And like I said before, yes, you are one of the biggest jackoffs around. Thank you.